Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Music Talk 101. My name is Jeff Benton. If you've not seen my videos before, I started Music Talk 101 to help other independent artists just like yourself be a success in the independent music scene. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today's topic will be, how often should you release a song as an independent artist? So let's get right into it. First of all, I made a list of 5 points that I want to mention. Number one, is it necessary to release multiple songs in a month? I have talked about this before. In my own career over the last year, I have been able to release multiple songs in 1 month, sometimes every week. It just depends on the kind of songs you're releasing. If they're instrumentals, it's easier to do a song a week when there's no words. Sometimes it's a lot easier to throw a song together. When you start dealing with words, and if you're a rapper or anything like that, there's a lot more writing involved and there's a lot more recording involved. So when you start playing around with vocals, there's a lot more mixing that has to be done. So it can be more challenging. So I would say with instrumentals, it's very easy to do a song a week if you're really fast at recording and mixing. But when you start getting into words and raps and stuff like that, it is more complicated. But I still think someone could do it. It just depends on how much time you're spending on your song. But the first point is it necessary to release multiple songs? And first of all, I have to say it's going to be an individual thing. It depends on where you're at in your career. If you're just starting out as an independent artist, it's going to be very hard for you to do a song a week. And I would say that only because of my own experience. It depends on what your experience level is with writing, recording, mixing, and all that. Because if you're really good and fast, you can do a song a week, no problem. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't try to do that. I would say it's going to stress you out. It's going to be too much for anyone to try to learn all the stuff that you have to learn to do everything yourself. It's very challenging. So for someone just starting out, I would recommend doing one song a month. And personally, even right now, I'm kind of taking a break and I'm trying to just stay on a one a month right now. Like I said before, I've done one a week and it is very challenging, but it can be done. So first of all, is it necessary? That was the first point. And I would say it's an individual basis. So you decide where you're at in your career. If somebody's just starting out, I would say do one a month. But if you're pretty seasoned in it, I would say you could do 2 songs to 4 songs a month. And if you're really advanced, I would say you could go for it and do a song a week. But the question remains, is it necessary? And I have to say it is necessary because it's going to push your career further, especially when you're just starting out. Even if you do 1 song a month, that's fine, but you need to continually keep putting out new music to keep your fans interested. I've said this before, if you have one song, somebody listens to your song and they're like, oh, I like this band or this individual artist, but there's nothing for them to listen to, then they're going to be turned away because they're going to like, oh, they got one great song. You be that one hit wonder. You don't want to be known as that, right? So, so it's an individual basis. So decide in your career, like I said, beginner, maybe once a month, put out a song. Someone who's intermediate, I would say anywhere from 2 to 4 songs a month. And then someone who is advanced, definitely I would stick to one a week, which would be 4 a month, of course. So with that being said, let's move on to number 2. How many streams are you averaging? This is important. So if you've got let's say, I got 49 songs out right now. And a lot of those songs I put out last year. And I would say right now, I'm averaging, I would say 600 streams a month. And if you're getting 600 to 1,000, I would say definitely keep putting out 2 to 4 songs a month. But if you're under 600 a month, I think what you have to look at is how many songs you have too. If you've got very few songs, and your average is low on your streams, then you need to keep pushing out more songs so that you can get more music out there to increase your streams. But if your streams are pretty high and you've got enough songs out, then you don't need to stress about more songs. You just need to focus on creating the best stuff that you can, the best music that you can, and putting out enough content to support those songs so that you can boost your streams as well. So let me recap that. So what I'm saying, it's a little confusing, but how many streams are you averaging? So if you're averaging a low amount of streams and you have not much music, you need to create more music to get those streams up. But it's the other way around. If you have a lot of songs out and your streams are high, then you're doing okay. So you could probably just do one song a month. Make sure each one of those songs that you put out every month is incredible. Don't miss any steps, make sure it's mixed and mastered and all that stuff so that it sounds great, So that's the best I can explain that, but I think that is the right way to go. So let's move on to number 3. How well is your fan base improving? So if you're seeing new fans jumping on board and your music seems to be taking off and you're seeing people leaving comments and liking your stuff, maybe even direct messaging you, and you're having, you're noticing more and more attention, your followers are growing on all your social medias, and you're selling merchandise and you're having an interest. Everyone knows when that's happening, and each and every person will have to take a look at your own situation. But if you're not seeing an increase in that, then that's going to affect, how many songs you're putting out too. Because if you're not seeing an increase in those things, then you're probably not doing enough. You're not putting out enough good music, or you're not creating enough content that's going to help push those songs even higher. So number 4, are you posting enough content to drive traffic? I just spoke about that, but this is a whole other topic in itself, really, because you want to be creating enough content to drive the traffic to those new songs. Each time that I release a song, I go on every social media and I post a link to that new song and I say out now. That's the only thing you really need to know when you're releasing a song, because you can drum up a song for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. It doesn't matter. People will forget. There's so much content online now. I mean, go on TikTok and just keep scrolling. It's endless. There is no stop of content. And, people's minds are very, I hate to say the word small, but in some way they are, because they can't think for more than 15 seconds without moving on to something else. So your content needs to be short. I don't even believe in making music videos anymore for a full song. Pick the best part of your song, make content maybe 15 to 30 seconds long, and no more than that. You need to keep people's attention. Make sure it's fun and it's exciting, and it's the best part of your song, the hook of your song, to get people interested. So if you made a short video on TikTok and was able to say, hey, link in my bio, and on TikTok you have a link to your Spotify or whatever streaming service that you want to drive people to, then they can click on that link and go listen to the full song. So that's the idea of having enough content. So that's why number 4 here is very important. Make sure you're posting enough content to drive traffic to your song. And the best thing to do is have your song, if your song comes out on a Friday at 10 a.m. and it's just dropped on your streaming service, post your video at that exact moment and say, hey, this song's out now. You got a 15 to 30 second video that will spark interest, and then all they have to do is click that link, drive them to the song, they can listen to the full song. Okay, number 5, this is another one. Are you making merchandise to offer your fans? This is very important. If you are an independent artist or you have a band, and you don't have any merchandise to offer people, then that's not good. You want to make sure that you have an item of something you can sell. It's very important to be able to drive people to something that they can buy. Because if they're a fan and there's no shirt, there's no hat, there's nothing to really represent you, then putting out music is not going to matter. I mean, putting out music, too often and you have no merchandise, it's not gonna work. So I say get on, Zazzle. That's what I use. I've got a tutorial on my video feed in YouTube here that you can go and watch, and how you can create free merchandise that costs you nothing. And all you have to do is put out links on X, and whenever you design a shirt or hat or whatever. And the way I do it too, another point, is that I try to have it designed and ready to go so that on the day of my release day, that I can also offer that shirt at the same time. I just released a song, The Battle of Armageddon. If you haven't heard it yet, please check it out. And I had a shirt, so I put on my X, I had a post of a link to the song. And then the next post, I had a link to the shirt on Zazzle that you could purchase. So try to make sure that you're thinking ahead so that everything is ready. So on release day, you're able to go straight to your social medias, post your music, go to your like TikTok or whatever, post a short video, driving attention to the song. And be sure to use Out Now. That's the most important thing you can remember, is on release day. That's the only 2 words that you need to put on your post. Say Out Now. Because like I said, drumming it up a week, 2 weeks before, people will forget, I promise you. Most people's brains now are 15 to 30 seconds and they're moving on to something else. So if you want to capture an audience and followers and streams, follow these steps very well. And I promise that it will help you, and please check in my other videos. A lot of these things I've talked about before in full length. So please go back in my feed and check out some of those other videos. And I thank you guys so much for watching Music Talk 101. And please take a chance or take an opportunity and check me out on any streaming service under Jeff Benton. I'm going to be releasing 50 songs soon, and I'm very excited. I have another one in the works, and I'm very excited about that 50th song coming out. And I thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, share this video with someone who you think it will be helpful to. And thank you so much for your time. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will be back soon with another one. Have a great day. God bless you.